Hello, Michelle. How are you?
Aubrey, good to see you. I'm good. How are you?
I am great. I know this is so fun to record with you. I don't see you nearly enough.
I know.
So
I
fun.
know. This is such a treat. So yeah, I'm really excited for today's episode and to get to record with you and spend time with you. So yeah,
Yes, I have
very
a
good.
question for you to start us
Okay.
out. Do you
Sure.
know anyone who met their partner through a mutual friend?
Yes, I actually do. I was the mutual friend. Um
Okay, all right.
and I actually introduced them. So that is my biggest claim to fame. That
Nice.
I was living with this very nice girl. She became my close friend, and I had this feeling that she was just a really good fit for my friend Jonathan from preschool. And now they have 2 daughters, and they've been married over 10
Oh my
years.
goodness.
And yeah, so I was the mutual friend.
Okay, there are so many things that are impressive about that story. First of
Thank
all,
you.
that you have friends from elementary school. I have not kept in touch with
Preschool.
anyone that long from preschool even. That's
Yeah.
amazing. And
Yeah, just a
then that
couple.
you were able to set someone up and it
Thank
worked
you.
out and they're now married with children. That's rare, right? I've tried to set up a lot of friends and it never worked out.
Yeah, this is the most it's very fulfilling when I see, their daughters, and I just it's yeah, it makes me so happy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but see, I'm gonna call you Lindsay.
That's okay if you do. I won't
And
blame you. I might
we're
call you
gonna both
Lindsay
call
too.
That's so funny. Aubrey, today, I noticed that you threw out that word mutual friend. So today we're actually going to be talking about the word mutual because it's super common in English. I mean, Aubrey, what does the word mutual, what does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, something that is shared. So it's the same on each side. And we use this for lots of different things mutual friends, mutual interests. So I'm excited to dive into this and give you guys lots of ways because this is an amazing thing to connect about in English.
Oh,
When you have something in common, half the work is done for you, right? You're talking about mutual
right.
tastes in film or books. Like, that's a great
Right.
conversation.
Such a good point. I mean, this is yeah, it's just a good this word is also just a good mindset to be in for
Yes.
connection, right? So that's a really good point. And I feel like you've already said some of them, and because I agree with you, I hear them a lot of the times. You can use the word mutual totally on its own, but there are a lot of chunks with this word. So we're going to be going through 4 main ways that you hear the word mutual that are really common and that can help you with that connection. So we're actually going to do a lot of mini role plays today, Aubrey.
Yes, I'm excited for this because you're right. We use this in chunks. We don't often just, see hear it on its own. There are specific words we collocate it with. So this is
Yes.
going to be great. You guys hit follow right here on the
Yes.
podcast. If you like our style, right? Connection, not perfection. We want to show you how to connect with others in English. So hit follow wherever you listen to podcasts to All Ears English.
All right. Awesome. So, Aubrey, what is the first one?
Okay, this first one is the feeling is mutual. We say this when we agree with someone or feel the same way about something as they do. I say this a lot. Someone will be like, I love thrillers. I'm like, the feeling is mutual.
Yes, it's just a fun way to say I agree or I have the same feelings. I mean, so Aubrey, let's do a little role play,
Okay, I'll
little
start
mini
us
role
out.
play. Okay.
I feel so lucky that we have been friends for all these years.
Oh, Aubrey, the feeling is mutual. You're a great friend.
Yes, and I really love that here because if you just say "me too" or like "ditto," there's not a lot
Right.
of care there. Whereas you can build the
Right.
connection here by saying something a little more meaningful, like "the feeling is mutual," right? It means I feel the
Mhm, mhm,
same.
mhm. Or let's do one more. Here we go. I never felt like she and I were meant to be friends.
Well, clearly the feeling is mutual. She just walked right past you. Ooh,
Ooh. So it
harsh.
can be used in a not so nice way. It's not always mushy gushy, right?
Exactly. It can be negative feelings that are mutual, right? You
Negative,
really
right.
dislike someone, they clearly don't like you. The feeling is mutual.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so the next one is the one that we already were talking about earlier today, Aubrey, which is a mutual friend. So what is a mutual friend, Aubrey?
Yeah, this is a shared friend, right? So maybe you met your partner or another friend through this person, or maybe on Facebook you have mutual friends. This is always interesting when I
Yeah,
add a new friend that I met somewhere,
yeah.
and then I can look and see what mutual friends we
Right,
have. And I'm like, I'm
right.
curious, how do they know them, right? We
Yeah,
didn't go to the same school, we
right.
haven't lived in the same places. It's crazy to see all of these mutual connections.
That's right. It's a small world, right?
Hmm.
So here, let's do a couple mini role plays
All
here.
right, I'll start us out. So, how did you meet Brad? You guys seem to be such a perfect match.
Actually, we met through a mutual friend.
That is amazing. And this would just mean that you and Brad both had a friend, you both knew them, but you didn't know each other and they
Mhm.
introduced you.
Mhm. Or maybe yeah, right, exactly. And maybe they didn't my story is, kind of unique that I actually set them up, but it doesn't have to be that that person set you up. It could be you were at a party and they
You
happen to
just were
be
both
there, right?
invited.
Right, so it doesn't have to be a big matchmaking situation.
Exactly, right? And this can be maybe you were both at the park at the same time. How do we meet?
Right,
Oh, well, we just were both there
through a
and we had a
mutual
mutual
friend.
friend, so we started chatting.
Yes, exactly. All right, here's another one. What makes you think you will get a job interview? You seem so confident.
Well, the hiring manager and I have a mutual friend, so I think I will at least get an interview.
Oh, I see.
You got that personal connection. It doesn't hurt.
Yep, 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 exactly. So, Aubrey, have you ever gone on a date with someone you met through a mutual friend?
Absolutely. I think this is super common, right? Because they're already vetted a little bit. Like, you know, if your friend knows them, trusts them, they're at least safe. Shouldn't be super weird, right? If they are friends with someone you already
Right.
know and trust, this gives you that little bit of a level of knowing, like, this can't be too terrible if my friend likes them.
Yes, I also remember going out with a guy who was a mutual wait, who we had a mutual friend. It's
Gotcha.
hard to think. Yeah,
But then
so
it would be awkward if it went really terribly and your friend, your mutual friend asks like, "How did it go?" and it wasn't good. How
yeah.
honest are you, right? Because 'Cause they're still friends.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 exactly. So mine didn't work out, but that's all right. Found the right person for me. All right.
That's
All right. So Aubrey, what's the next one?
all right, the next one is a mutual decision or a mutual agreement. Sometimes we'll say mutual understanding too, right?
Ah,
All of
yes.
these, we hear this sometimes with breakups that they made
Yeah.
decision together, right? They both, it was the right time to end it. We said that the feeling was mutual or the
Right,
decision was
exactly.
mutual.
Yep, it wa right. So or a lot of times, yeah, you hear this, with celebrity breakups, I'm thinking, right? That it was a mutual, a friendly breakup, a mutual decision.
Right,
Um,
conscious uncoupling was what Gwyneth Paltrow had called it when
that
she and
right?
Chris Martin was like, "This is conscious uncoupling." It was a
That's so
mutual
funny.
decision.
Right, right. Okay, so let's do, a role play here.
Okay, I'm so sorry about your breakup.
It was okay. I mean, it's okay. It was a mutual decision. It just wasn't the right fit.
So you
Oh,
got
wait.
fired?
Sorry. This is
This
sorry,
is
sorry,
actually kind of
sorry. There
funny
should
because
be a
I could see making this joke actually if someone breaks up and
so you get
then you're
fired.
like, "So they fired you." Like we kinda make these jokes comparing a relationship to a job when it
Right.
ends, like, "Okay, so who fired who?" Right?
Right, 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 right,
I thought
exactly,
that's
but
what you were going
actually
for. This is
nope,
a separate
actually,
role
this is
play.
separate role play. So, okay, here we go. So you got fired?
No, actually, I quit. Well, I guess it was a mutual agreement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so both sides, right? You're ready to quit, but also you know they're firing you, so the decision is mutual.
Exactly, exactly. So, and then the last one is a mutual interest. Now, Aubrey, you brought this one up right at the beginning. It was one of the first ones that you were talking about the collocations, and that one kind of popped out of your mouth. So, I guess that you feel like this is
Yeah.
a pretty common one,
Well,
right?
and definitely the best one for connection, right?
Exactly.
I
That's what
talk
I
about
was
mutual
thinking.
interests with friends all the time, right? You want to find out what you have in common so that you can chat about it.
Mhm, mhm, exactly. So, right. Let's show how this would look.
All right, here's a role play I'll start us. Should we get the kids together over spring break?
Yes, they should definitely meet. It seems like they have a lot of mutual interests.
Yes, sports, music, they'd get along for sure. This is really big, especially as my kids start getting older. They're
Yeah.
not automatically friends with every other kid. They need to have some
Mm,
mutual interests, or they're not going to want to
mm.
do the same things.
Right, right, right. Yeah, because for my kids' age,
They all
the
like playing at the playground. They have mutual
yeah,
interests. It's a given.
right. Right, exactly. So, but yeah, so here we're saying this, I mean, and look at this. This is all about connection, right? We're saying we're trying to get our kids together. Oh, what are the mutual interests? So, really huge. You can find what people have in common and build the connection that
Yeah.
way.
And an
Um,
interesting note here is we wouldn't really say, like, what are our mutual interests to someone?
right,
That doesn't really build the connection. That feels sort of formal and like we're being a little too, like we've planned out trying to build this connection. Instead, we
right,
say things like, what are your favorite movies? What types of books do you love? And that's
right.
starting this connection where what we're actually talking about are mutual interests.
Mutual interests,
But
right.
we usually, we wouldn't like say,
Do we
let's
have any
let's figure
mutual
out our mutual
interests?
interests. Right,
No,
no.
no. It's more of a commentary after the fact. "Oh, wow, we have a
Exactly.
lot of mutual interests," right?
Exactly, yes.
So here's one more role play. I love my hiking club.
Oh, yeah? Great.
Yeah, and the whole group isn't just about hiking. Everyone has so many mutual interests, so we can find other things to do together. You should come one day.
I'd love to. Yeah, this is perfect where you're talking about the group. You've already had those conversations. You've connected with all of these people and found out what you have in common and that you have all these mutual interests.
Mhm. Exactly. So, Aubrey, what mutual interests do you share with your husband? And did you
Ooh,
always have those interests? It's always interesting because sometimes, like, I have a friend, she and her husband, they like to hike all the time. And I asked her the other day, did you both come into it loving to hike, or did one kind of
yeah.
start it off? And she said that her husband started it off and now she's a huge hiker. So, yeah, did you have a lot of mutual interests with
That is a
Cole?
great question. We did have some mutual interests. Volleyball is a good example of something we did not have in common, right? He was very good at volleyball. I enjoyed it but was not good. Hadn't really played, and I wanted to be able to play with him, but volleyball is a sport where if you're not playing at the same level, it's sort of not that fun for people
Yeah.
to play who are really skilled with someone who's brand new and doesn't have a lot of
Yeah.
control. So
Yeah.
I sort of dedicated myself. I want this to be a mutual interest. I want this to be something we can do together, so I like worked at it, practiced a lot without him, and now we can play together. So I kind of forced it to be a mutual interest,
There
and
you
now I really
go.
love it.
That's good. There you go. That's great.
What about
Um,
you? Do you guys have mutual interests?
we like to eat. We
I same, yes.
we like to travel. And Dan always liked to travel, but I definitely kind of put him on the path of like
Mm.
really, going abroad and things like that. So, but now that's a huge mutual interest of
Well,
ours.
here's the question. What is
Yeah.
something that you wish were a mutual interest, you and your husband, that like he's not interested in and you can't get him to be? Do you have anything like that? I have an example for
Wow.
us,
Okay, let's
and then
hear
we'll
your
see if you think of
example. Okay.
something.
Okay.
So my husband really doesn't love to travel. Like we would travel
Mm,
way more if it were up to me. And part of it is because we have kids, we can't really afford to go with them. How
yeah.
much do we leave them? So I'm hopeful that will be a mutual interest once, our kids are
Right. They're
older, we're not
older.
paying
Yeah.
for college. We'll
Yeah.
see, because I think the potential is there, but often I'm like, "Let's go out of town this weekend. Let's go here." And he's like, "Yeah, maybe no."
Oh, yeah, that's tough. Well, maybe, yeah, it could change. It could change.
Yeah, I'm hopeful.
Um, yeah, for me, I guess, like Dan, he likes. I'm just thinking, he does like music. But
Mm.
he like it would be good if we could like play music together. Because he can play some music. But I guess it would be cool if we had like the mutual interest of performing.
Oh, yes. Colin actually have that. He plays the guitar, the banjo, and the ukulele, and I write. I'll, like, write poems, and we'll turn it into a
Oh.
song and perform it together, and my voice
Oh,
isn't that great, but it's still fun to do. His
oh,
voice
that's
is really good.
awesome. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I also like
Funny.
to write and, yeah, so, all right, well, this
I feel like this is a really good example for you guys of how you can connect. Like Michelle and I just connected. We like built this deeper bond over the things that we have
right,
in common, our mutual interests, but
right,
also talking about the mutual interests we have with our partner, with other people in our lives. This
exactly.
really is an amazing thing
Just
for
opens up
conversations, for connection.
so much. Yeah, it just
Absolutely.
opens it's like the possibilities are endless, and, I
Yes.
thought there is one more that I wanted to talk about. I'll leave a little teaser, and that's mutually exclusive. exclusive, but we'll do that
Ooh.
on another episode because that is definitely a good one to say something is or isn't mutually exclusive.
I
So,
love
guys,
that. That might even be on business English, so be sure you're following here
ooh,
on All Ears English and Business English, because sometimes a phrase like that we use in daily conversations and also a lot at work. So make sure
yes.
you're following both podcasts.
Exactly. Great idea, Aubrey. So, guys, if you want to listen to another great episode about connection, check out episode 2391. That was how to connect over coffee habits in English.
That
So,
is a great thing to connect about too, right?
yeah.
Asking
Oh,
people how they take
that's a
their coffee.
mutual
Do they drink
interest.
coffee? Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, Aubrey. Well, anything you want to add for the takeaway today?
Oh man, I'm really happy that you guys heard this episode because this is a skill that you need for connection. Plan on asking people what they're interested in, and then you'll find out what you have in common. When you realize what mutual interests you have, that is the best way to connect.
All right. Well, this was so much fun, Aubrey. I can't wait to do another episode with you. And everyone, thank you so much for listening and hope you find people with mutual interests and you can do those interests together.
Absolutely. Yes, or at least chat about it, right? Awesome. Thanks,
That's right.
Michelle. I'll see you
All
next time.
right. Thanks. Bye, Aubrey.
Bye.